Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman kasiran kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders and respected sisters, whatever we hear, any good words of Allah and good words of our Prophet Muhammad, it is incumbent upon us to convey to others. So, we listen, we obey the order to convey, and we practice what we have conveyed to others. So when it is incumbent upon us to hear and to convey and to practice, in other words, the work of conveying the message of Allah or the message of Prophet is obligatory. So, in other words, the work of inviting others to Allah is obligatory upon all of us. Because whatever we hear, any good words from Allah, of course, all words from Allah is good words, we have to convey. And after we have to convey, we have to practice and to convey. So in other words, our work is actually the work of propagating the words of Allah, propagating the words of Muhammad SAW. What it means, propagating the words of Allah, it means inviting people to good. And when people do goods, they will omit evil deeds. In order to prevent evil deeds, we have to invite them to good deeds. Good deeds will nullify evil deeds. That is the law. No? Evil deeds are not nullified by another evil deeds. So if we want to solve the problem of this world, every one of us have to do the work of inviting people to good deeds. When a person do any good deeds, it will nullify the evil deeds. It's not that we, there is no other way mentioned in the Quran on how to prevent evils, other than to invite them to good. That's why it is the work known as inviting people to good. When you do that, you will prevent people from doing evils. It's one word. Either inviting people to good or preventing people from evil is the same. Vice versa. If you invite other people to good, then people will be prevented from doing evils. If you prevent the evils, then you are actually inviting people to goods. Because good deeds only can nullify evil deeds. Can only spreading good deeds will be able to, nullify evil deeds. So evil deeds will proliferate, or evil deeds will continue on the rise if there is no work to invite people to good deeds. Evil deeds will proliferate. You understand what it means? Proliferate. Proliferation of nuclear war. So proliferation of evil deeds is the results, the outcome of not doing the work of inviting people to good deeds, or the result of not doing the work of preventing people from doing the evil deeds. So inviting people to Allah is actually inviting people to believe, to recite the kalimah, there is no God except Allah and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and to invite those who have invited the great kalimah to do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evils. So, inviting people to Allah is actually the same as the work of inviting people to good, preventing people from evils. And the outcome of that work is an increase of Iman, increase of faith towards Allah, or repeatedly saying and listening to words, the truth, there is no God except Allah, and Muhammad is Messenger, will enable the great kalimah to enter into the person's belief and mindset, or to be able to enter into the person's hearts. When the great kalimah, there is no God except Allah, entered into a person's heart, then a person is said to have Iman, or faith towards Allah. When he has entered into his belief and mindset. When it reaches to the level which Allah is pleased, minimum, then he will be able to acquire the good deeds. So a true believer to the good deeds are the person who have the level of Iman at least to the minimum, to the level which Allah is pleased. But that's not the only level of Iman that we are required to be able to attain or to achieve, but we are requested to attain very level of Iman and very high level Iman, and the level of Iman has no limit, as there is no limit to the greatness of Allah. So Samad is a professor, associate professor in computer. He is almost ignorant of these facts, which I just conveyed to all of you. He knows nothing about it. He knows something about computer, but it would not be of any value when he died as a professor in computer or professor emeritus in computer. No use. One of my friends who was studying with me in Melbourne, has passed away. He's a professor in medicine. He's a head of, he is a vice chancellor of one university. He used to become head of the medical faculty in Malaysian National University, for so many years. He's a medical doctor, but he died. His knowledge on medicine is not able to save him from dying. He is also infected with diseases. He died from liver cancer. So what's the use of learning medicine all the life? All the life. Heading a medical faculty for so many years, producing so many doctors, and yet he has no power to save himself from being infected with a cancer. Similarly, Samad is not a medical doctor, but called doctor because he has acquired Doctor of Philosophy in computer only because he can write one book on one aspect of computer, one book only. So his dissertation, his writing is accepted by the professors of the university in which he has done the PhD or Professor of Philosophy, and he has been given a doctorate. But that doesn't help him, of course, from the turmoil, suffering in this world as well as in the hereafter. Our knowledge on anything other than the knowledge on what Allah wants and what Allah do not want will give us no value. How much money we are able to earn from that work of ours as a professor in medicine, or professor in computer science, professor in optometry, it will give us no value, even to this life of this world. Actually, it cannot give us happiness and tranquility. No, neither it can give us happiness and tranquility. No happiness and tranquility in the hereafter. It is meaningless and useless, but nobody realizes its uselessness and meaninglessness except when they have entered the life of hereafter. In this world, people always admire those who are able to acquire this material wealth or the worldly knowledge, because with the knowledge, they'll be able to have high status in worldly world, in worldly life, and able to attain good salary, and therefore will be able to live in a good house. Will be able to drive a good car and be able to eat good foods. Not like Rashidi, who don't even pass his HSC, except when after taking it 3 times, and after taking it, yes, it's a higher school certificate, but yet it's of no use to him. He said he can become teacher, but is he teacher now? No. So his 3 years of endurance, 3 years of endurance, hard work to study higher school certificate, give him no income, no outcome at all, either in this world, not in the hereafter. You know, the great endurance of Azri to acquire the degree in aeronautical engineer has given him no outcome at all, either in this world, nor in the hereafter. Even in this world, we're supposed to be the degree, give him something of this world, and yet give him nothing. Cannot get a job, can't earn anything from the degree which he has gone years of endurance of nearly 4 or 5 years, and he has spent government scholarships. He got money from the government to study. Neither the government nor him are able to gain any benefit out of the degree that he has. I went to Australia. I did my degree in optometry, to master's degree, but at least with that degree I able to open a school of optometry, the first school in I think in Southeast Asia, in Asia, the first school in Asia, school of optometry, and we are among the oldest faculty of optometry in this region of the East. In 1982, we opened and then from the school there are many graduates in optometry. are able to practice optometry, and many clinics of optometry being handled by the Malays, whom prior to that are not able to do any optometry. At least have some use. And then I opened my own practice. Then I learned another medicine. Medicine of the mind, soul and body. Not the current medicine of using drug. And it does help. Many people get cured. So at least the knowledge, the worldly knowledge which I have are of benefit to many. Developing the country in these lines of vision. And also having able to cure people who suffer from disease such as schizophrenia, which no one is able to cure. And in the hereafter, I have the knowledge on Islam. My worldly knowledge also give rewards to me, as well as my religious knowledge. No? All the while, since I graduated from my university's life, I've been doing the work of Dawah until today. The work of basically listening and conveying. Whatever I listen, the good things, I will practice and I will convey. This practice of mine, actions of mine to listen, to convey and to practice has made me to reach to this level now, as the lover of Allah. And as a lover of Allah, my dua is accepted, my actions are accepted, and naturally I will have a better life in the hereafter, much more than this present world. When Allah become very pleased with me, then even in this world He will give rewards to me. The rewards are paid, because giving reward to me in this world will not make my Iman or faith towards Allah to diminish. Only then Allah give rewards to His lovers. If the worldly reward will diminish his sin, he will not give. But if the reward of the dunya will not naturalize his Iman, will not diminish his Iman, he will be given. So the reward in this world, as well as the reward in the hereafter, Prophet Ibrahim, Allah accepted his dua and made many of from his progeny, prophets of Allah. His son, Ishaq, Ismail are the prophet of Allah, and his grandson, Allah says, the grandson, Allah mentioned, even we give him Ishaq and a grandson, Yaqub, to become the prophet of Allah. So it is not we who make our children to become good, to become prophet of Allah. It is Allah who can make our sons a prophet of Allah or not, or a person who are true believer of good deeds. That will be of benefit to us. A good son, a pious son, not a son with good salary, high post in the government, are not of any use for us in the hereafter. The son, the daughter which are of use for us is the daughter and the son who is Salihah or Saleh. The person who are the true believers, the good deeds. So all the things that we are doing in this world, if it is not acceptable by Allah, then it will be not of any use for us in the hereafter. The money that we spend, not because it is the order of Allah and to please Allah, will not be accepted. even if the money are given as charity. If we give charity only because we want names, we want to have fame, or we want to get reward, then it is not sincere. We may give thousands and millions in charity, but it's of no use if it's not given with Iman, with sincerity. And therefore our wealth of no use, either in this world nor in the hereafter. So we must make ourselves being accepted by Allah as His lover. In order to do that, we must have the true faith in Allah, the true Iman, and the good actions. These are the things which are of value to Allah. And what things are of value to Allah will be of value to us. What things which are not of value to Allah will not be of any value to us. So when it is of no value to Allah, then it will not be of any value to us, then we'll become the loser. It's called a loser. Loser means who have lost his way, not able to attain or to gain anything useful for him, either in this world or in the hereafter. So we must think as to whether whatever we have acquired now of the material things in the form of cars, houses, salary, money, other than have to pay for the debt of our car, our house, able to be able to live for very short time, is as to whether what we have spent for all this is of any use to us in the hereafter. It will only be of use in the hereafter if ever we spend the wealth because of the order of Allah and to please Allah. And in order for us to be able to do that, we have to become the true believers of the good deeds. In order to become the true believer of the good deeds, we have to recite the great kalima, and just after reciting the great kalima, we have to do the work of listening and conveying the words of Allah or the words of Rasul. We have to do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil. Or we have to do the work of inviting people to Allah. Just after reciting the great kalima, there is no God except Allah, we have to immediately do the work of dawah, or the work of conveying the message of Allah to other people. In order to know the message of Allah, we have to also read the Quran. That's actually where the message of Allah has been piled up and collected to become a book known as the Quran. So when we keep on conveying the words of Allah to the people, the words of Muhammad, then we are always saying the good words. And repetitively talking about the good words and repetitively listening to the good word will make our belief on good things, on good words, stronger. And that belief of ours on the good things, when it becomes stronger, then our actions will become good. Basically, this is the way on how to build up our Iman, is to talk the good words. The good words is the word of the Quran, the words of Allah. So we are not talking about the words of Allah because we listen, we don't convey whatever we listen, the good words. Like now you are listening to my lecture of good words, but you are not conveying it. And when you are not conveying it, then it doesn't become your belief. When it doesn't become your belief, it doesn't become your actions. You just keep quiet, listening, and then you forget it. You listening it, and then you forget it. You are not even conveying it to your wife, to children, to anybody. You are as if thinking that to be quiet and only to listen is good enough. When we hear any good words, we have to convey it. It is the right of listening the good words. The right of listening the good words is to convey the good words to others. That's why Rasulullah said, convey from me. Even one ayat. What more the words of Allah? Of course, we should not convey false hadith. We must make sure before we convey it, it is the true hadith. And the problem with hadith is there are many, many false hadith, which nobody knows. Is it a false hadith? They simply convey it. So before you convey the hadith, you make sure, very sure, the hadiths are correct hadith. But you can convey the words of Allah. All the words of Allah written in the Quran are the true words. So you are not conveying. In other words, you don't make your work, your main work is to invite people to go. Forbid people from you. You are not making the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil as your main work. You're only talking about your worldly work, like Sufyan. You don't even talk about his worldly work. What more the words of Allah? He only talk about what he likes to talk, which is about food, about money, about all these things. You just look at me. Whenever I sit, I will talk. Whenever I talk about the Quran. I'm conveying to you. I don't stop talking. Someone was saying to me, the wrong with you, he said to me, he's a lecturer from Islamic University. He doesn't like me. So the problem with you, Dr. Nasoha, you talk so much. He was saying, you talk so much. Yes, I talk so much, but not about evil things. I talk so much, yes, I talk. Every time I talk. When I was in Sipetaling, I'll talk all to those people who come from groups to group, I talk on the stage. I talk when I was conducting the Mashwara. Talking. And I like to. And has been my habits to talk about the good things. So the good things become my belief. And that belief become my actions, good actions. So you all do not do this. I think you are just keep quiet. You think that keeping quiet is good. If you ever can tell me any words of Allah, keep quiet. Don't talk. Good things, no. Say good things or be quiet. Then that is. Rasulullah says, talk good things or remain quiet. Of course, if you don't have any good things, you must be quiet. But to remain quiet all the while is not the order. I wouldn't hear you speaking good things to others. When you talk to your friend, talk about dunya. That's all. Yazid or Rashidi. Just, simply listening and not conveying. That's why you are listening, but you are not conveying. Then you are not become a person who invite people to good, forbid people from evils. Then what happened? The whole world, unless they listen to my talk, they will hear the good word. If otherwise, they will not also. Because all the people who are listening to my good words are not conveying it. As if it's not my problem, it's not my work to convey the good words. Like Sufyan, he never conveyed what he heard to his friends, in the office, in the house. Never. Have you, Sufyan? Never. You? Never. And you? Never. See, you seems to be people who are just listening, not conveying. Rasulullah says, convey from me, even an ayah. Convey. There must be a reason for that. You don't know this hadith, Do you know or not? No. And why don't you practice it? Convey it from me, even one ayah. You are listening so many ayah from me, and you are not conveying. What I've been conveying to you are not any ordinary words, the words of Allah. Because of that, your Iman are not increases day by day. Today, no better than yesterday. Worse. So you must understand that these mouths of ours are created not only to put food and water, but to talk about the good words, to convey to others. So you are not sure what are the truths unless the words of truth has been spoken by me. Because when I speak the words of the Quran. Everything. You can hear from the Ustaz. He said whatever Prof talk is all in Quran. Even though he speaks Malay or it's in English, it's all Quran. But you are not conveying my words. That's among the reasons as to why you remain, your Iman and your faith towards Allah remain weak and weaker, not stronger, because you are not practicing the very great, you are not practicing a very great order of Allah and His Prophet. Convey from me, Rasul said, even one ayat. But you are not. You must have heard it for so many times. Convey, but you don't want to practice it. You just regard it as something not useful for you, because it doesn't gain you anything. If I convey, what can I get? Money? No money. So no money? Okay, no need to do. It's only money, you think. But you must convey. Then only you get belief. When you talk it repeatedly, all the good words. So Nabi Sallallahu said, all words spoken are evils, except the words of inviting people to good. Inviting people to good are the good words. The good words is the words of Allah and His Prophet. Understand? But you keep understand, but not practicing. You are not practicing what I say. You think that to listen is enough. To listen is not enough. You have to convey it. And then, to convey is not enough. Because we ask by Allah, do you convey and you don't practice what you convey? No, cannot. You have to convey and to practice. See? It is all goes in order. If you keep quiet, the next thing will not happen. If you are not conveying, then you will not be practicing. It just remain words to your ear and then disappear in the thin air. Thinking that listening only is enough is not good. Why Allah has given me knowledge? Because I practice whatever I've conveyed. I practice whatever I've told people. So when I practice whatever I know, Allah teach me what I do not know. That's the rules Allah makes. If you don't practice what you know, then Allah will not teach you what you do not know. So from not knowing anything, I start to know almost so many things. So many topics. Allah has given me the ability to present, to convey to others. Because the knowledge comes from Allah. Why Allah give me knowledge? Because I practice whatever knowledge Allah have given to me. So Allah give me more knowledge and more knowledge and more knowledge. I don't go to madrasa, not even a day. But why I become very knowledgeable? Is there anybody in the world as knowledgeable who can speak on many topics? Other than, you can figure out to me, anybody? No. I just have many knowledge, more knowledge, because Allah is my teacher. I've been taught directly by Allah. The more I practice, the more Allah will teach me. The more I convey, the more I practice, the more Allah give me knowledge, you know. Allah give me ilham, and Allah give me the way on how to know as to whether the ilham is from him or from devil Satan. So many knowledge I've delivered to you, but have you conveyed it to others? Have you conveyed it? Don't. Then you don't know the order. Conveyed. Rasulullah told Sahabat, conveyed to me, from me. Even one ayat. You know so many things, you are not conveying anything to others. In that only you are committing sins. And then you give reason why my Iman not, I don't know. Why my Iman does not increase. I do everything. Razidi said, I do everything. I do Gaj. I never stop doing Gaj. Are you conveying? You don't convey. That means you are not talking and listening frequently about good words. When you don't convey good words, then you are conveying bad words. And so that's why Rasulullah said all spoken words are evils except those words which are inviting people to good. That even that ayat you practice it is so great. The consequences, the outcome, the result is so great. But we are not practicing what we know because we are not conveying. We are not speaking repeatedly. So after some time we tend to forget. Then when we sit again in bayan, and we are not conveying, then we become forgetful again. And the thing rotates until we die. On the day of Akhirah, then we realize we are actually a person who are not accepted as a person of doing dawah. We are only become tourists, going here and there, seeing the world in the names of dawah. But actually we are not doing dawah. Our whole life is not dawah. Our own interest is not dawah. It's not conveying good words. We have to practice these habits. It doesn't come as it is. It doesn't come just like that. It is not a fluke. Why I become a person who like to talk good things? Because I've been practicing it. That hadith convey from me. Whatever you know, you must practice and convey. To know something, the right of it, the haq of it is to practice, and the haq of it to convey to others. This only simple thing which I've elaborated all this much time I've given to you. Only to make you to be able to understand how the very simple order of Allah and His Prophet can give us so immense results. But negligence of this order, simple order, to listen and to convey and to practice, it's not very long. But yet we are not doing it. We only listen. To convey, no. To practice, we of course we become even reluctant to do. We have to, after listening, we have to convey. We have to talk to others about it. but not like Pendi. He's only listening and then he's conveying what his wife wants. He's just knowing what his wife has conveyed him today. Buy this, buy that, and that's all. He doesn't convey the good words which he has listened from me. Just simply because the shaitan and devil has made him fully occupied with the worldly things. So as a result, our belief is on the worldly things. When our belief is on the worldly thing, our work and our actions are all insincere. We do anything, even good things, with the intention to attain worldly things. I do not know, and my work is only to tell you. I cannot make you to obey. Allah is the one who makes you to obey, but Allah will make you to obey if you tried to obey. Okay.